Hello, hello, hello. Today we are going to be reviewing a game here. This player is going to be playing Emma. They were saying one of their major weaknesses was just kind of knowing if, well, not really major weaknesses, but why they want to look at this game was just thinking about giving up space, creating space, and they came down to the wire and wanted to see if they could have played better. Right now, we're going to be playing defense. Is Emily like your main character, or do you play other characters?
Emma is the only Lord I got, the one I played the most. But I've been dabbling with Hulk, Magneto, and I just started with the Thing, and Invisible Woman would be the other one that I would rely on if I had to be support.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. And when you start your match, do you have any like I don't really want to say pre-game ritual. That's not really what I'm looking for. But some people stand in the same spot. Some people do the same thing. Do you have kind of like a specific way you play, or you just default? I'm here, and I'll handle the match once it starts.
Yeah, I usually try to position at least in the Morocco map in that area in between the pillars
Okay, okay,
to at least have some cover when the enemy starts coming in.
right, right. Okay, just checking, just checking. For me, some games and some maps I like position off just to see if I can maybe get a pick or something like that. Obviously, that's character dependent, but I just wanted to know where your head was at. There's no right or wrong, and if you have any questions, just blurt them out. All right, your Namor is crazy. You just wasted bubble.
I mean, this is like super maybe a day or two after the rank reset, so I was getting a bunch of different types of players.
I got you. I got you.
Uh, so maybe some people that were grandmaster that ended up back in bronze. Who knows?
Hey, that happens. That happens. Okay, so I think right off the bat, I think this whole entire gameplay was great. The dude comes in, you decided to choke slam him. It was beautiful. Loved everything about it. However, I did not love something about it after a point. So right here, what do you think Venom's about to do?
Uh, Go away.
Right. So we did our job. We stopped him from diving. Goes away. When he goes away, he has to get healed up, right? Then he has to wait for his
Yeah.
cooldowns, and then he has to come back. Effectively, that's about 5 to 10 seconds. That's pretty much how long he would be KO'd. So you did your job. So we should switch focus and do something else. But we didn't. Why didn't we? Were you just like really tunneled for the KO there, or like?
Trying to get the kill, but like post match, I kind of thought of maybe I should have timed better the choke slam and waited for him to pop the shield, go get it low enough, and make sure he didn't leave in time to swing out.
But why do you need to KO the target if he's going to be not part of the fight anyway? You did your good job. You don't need to KO him.
Okay.
You see, he's out the fight.
Yeah.
That was what you wanted. So
Okay.
why did you feel you need to chase if that's equivalent to a KO? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wanted to see at least if I could give my team an advantage in numbers at least. Not necessarily not stat chasing or chasing for that MVP, but more like giving an advantage for my team or DPS and my back line
Right.
to be more to not be so on edge with a
Right.
diver.
And I don't think it was a bad thing. But when I coach, I always want to coach to like where the player's goal is. Where is your goal, by the way? Like where do you want to be if you can? What do you think is the highest you want to go?
I'm not sure where the highest I could go. Like I went from I solo queued to gold three, and like the last 2 days of the before the rank reset, I managed to get up to gold one.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
who knows if I would have gone up further.
Okay, okay. Do you have any goals, or you're just kind of like, wherever I am, that's where I am?
I mean, if I could get out of gold and get as high as I can, I'll take it.
I feel that. I feel that. The reason why I'm so hard on this is because I think you did a great job, but what we did here was we wasted one of our abilities that we could have used elsewhere. This right
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
We
All
could have
right.
used that on another target because what did we already establish? This guy's running away. So we wasted our kit on something that's not going to be relevant in the fight anyway. We could have just pulled that crystal on this dude that's literally right in front of your face. Get this
Okay.
guy out. And just in the span of 5 seconds, you're up, or they're down 2 players. In the span of 5 seconds, all because of your decision making. Emma's really good at catching people out and just taking advantage of stupid decisions from the enemy. But the only way you can do that is if you're always scanning for it.
All right.
So I want your for the main purpose when you're playing Marvel Rivals, it doesn't matter if it's low rank or high rank. Your goal is to try to get the target out the fight, whoever you want it to be, whether it's all the way to 0 or they just run away. That is your goal. Because this character is designed to dive in and run away, the best you can do is get him to run away, because then he has
Okay.
to reset. As a character like this, right? If you're like, well, I grabbed a crystal and I kind of wanted to chase him down to get out the fight, well, then that's more valid. Why? He's not a diver. This guy can be 10 HP shooting you from here and still do his job. You know what I mean? So different characters need different approaches in terms of how far you're going to go to try to get them out the fight. There's everything that landed was great though. The mechanics were there. I liked it.
Okay.
All right. So as you see, we're kind of getting pushed up. What did the Punisher even do in that fight? I'm just genuinely curious. Let's look at it from this angle. The Venom runs away. Oh, he's lighting up your. And that was it. Man, if you would have got that guy low, Hulk would have just finished him off right then and there. Anyway, enough of hindsight.
Okay.
Hindsight is not always the best thing. I
Yeah.
was just like, holy, that guy was just out of position. That's all you're looking for, is just people being out of position. Now, this is honestly just a really weird spot to hold. If you want, and you're like, well, I'd rather just hold down here at this point, you can. I know a lot of the times when I play games, people tend to hold here. I don't personally, and I'm talking about like Eternity and One Above All players. A lot of them just say, forget it, I'll hold here. I don't. I don't know if it's because I'm crazy, but you do have to know when to back off. I think right now, you guys don't really have any cover. And right now, you guys can easily be overrun because they have cover. They can cover here. They can take cover on this. They're going to push you out. So when you notice that's going to happen in the next few seconds, you might as well just give up the space. You did a great job holding it, but now we're in a position where we're going to be shoved out. I mean, I could be proven wrong, but just based off the context of what's happening right now, I think you guys get shoved in seconds. But let's see. That Venom is crazy.
Oh, it was a Lord Venom.
Yeah, that guy's nuts. Do you guys actually hold this? I don't think would be happening in a higher rank. Like if this was like Diamond, I don't think you'd be able to hold here like that. I would give up the space. You did a good job already giving it up the first time, but then you like hesitated. And then you were like, yeah, I can stay. Is that kind of what you were thinking when it happened? Because you did leave for a second. Like right here, you backed out. And you were like, all right.
Yeah, when I'm on defense, I'm on the mindset that I just gotta stall. I don't necessarily have to kill it, do a team wipe or anything. We just gotta stall as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I just probably wanted to stall as much as possible, if I could.
Okay. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think that's great, but you also have to think about your team. I know you were talking about you like tank because you like feeling that support. You like being able to help your team and whatnot. But are you helping your team by putting them in a funnel where they can't really do anything but get KO'd?
Yeah.
Like all it takes is one Ultron ult, right? And then everybody there is wiped. It's just a bad spot for them right now. It sucks, don't get me wrong. That's a lot of space to give up to get to that point. And I know it. I hate it every single time I do it. But it's better than being wiped. Because if you get wiped, they can take over. And even if the cart isn't up here, they can take spots to prevent you guys from getting back to the cart. And that's even worse. So, again, I have like so many hours in cap. I know the definition of stall. Trust. But you do need to give it up sometimes. You do need to give it up sometimes. Better than wiping. You guys did a good job holding, but I think you guys were able to hold because your team was good, not necessarily because it was the right decision. And this is what's going to lead to coin flip games, where it's like some games, I'm doing really well and I'm able to like hold like this, and other games it's like we get run over and I don't know why. Well, it's because some games your team's better than other games. And if you're constantly doing things that's making them like that's forcing them to play out of their comfort zone, it really will be a coin flip because you don't know which supports can do it, which DPS players can do it, right? So you
Yeah.
got to be very cautious about that. Your job is, as any role, any character, whatever, on the rank ladder in any game, is to make the match easier for your team. That's all you have to do.
Right, I
Okay?
understand.
Your support ults in, unfortunately. I don't really know why. I hate when they do that. It triggers me. Okay, it accomplished nothing. Okay, well, we lost this fight now. You're very low
Yeah.
HP. We're all split up. You just got to give up that space and dip out. So let's see what you end up getting KO'd. It's fine. It was weird, but you can see, like, okay, your support shouldn't have ulted. Trust me. But you can see what I
Yeah.
mean. Like, you had them in such weird locations that they had no other choice than to get KO'd if someone were to just throw a whole bunch of stuff at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we have to see how much space that they get because we only had to give it up to here. We didn't even have to let the thing move past this corner. We just had to stand here. It could have been standing right there, and that would have been enough cover for you to play here, for you to play behind the Groot there, and then boom. And I know some people in the comments will be like, "It's not Groot. It's Groot. I don't care." So
Yeah.
yeah, so like you're standing here, you see it'd be way easier for you to play this game than it is to have those pockets there. But let's see how much space they get from it. So did they basically do what I said that they were going to do? What do you think?
If we would have defended on the choke point.
Yeah, like when you were defending near the opening doors, and I was like, all they have to do is wipe you, and they'll take way more space than just go into that corner, and they can hold once they get you guys out. Are they doing exactly what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You can't get back, and you gave up more than you wanted.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you wipe. This is why it's very crucial to know because people only fight around you. You're the front line. Your character has two types of sets when it comes to space. Okay, so there's an enemy way, and then there's a. All right, your character has two types of sets. When it's focusing on the enemy, your character has, I like to say, like a little bubble. Depending on which character you are, the bubble is massive, or the bubble is very small. As an example, Penny's bubble, not that big, right? Who cares if you walk into Penny? The real thing is the web. So effectively, her bubble is wherever her webs are, right? However, for Emma,
Yeah.
your bubble is more or less where you can dash to when you turn into a diamond. If they are anywhere near you when you switch into diamond, they are grabbed. It's the amount of respect. Every character in every role has a bubble around them. However, tanks' bubble are generally much wider because of their threat level to anything squishy. So you have a bubble around you. This is what you want to use the enemy. As you walk up, the enemy should usually walk out of your bubble. That's how you want to think about it. Now, when we're thinking about defense, when we're thinking about our team, do you feel? I actually showed this I think it was on a stream, possibly. Obviously, I don't think. But when it comes to our team looking at us creating space, do you think they see the bubble, or do you think it's something different? It's a trick question, so. Like if you're on
Does
my
the
team,
enemy
okay,
does the enemy team or my teammates?
your team. Like if I'm on your team, right? Do you think I see the space you're giving me? Is it based off the bubble? It's a really
No.
trick. Right, it's not. What do you think it is? Ooh, okay, we're getting hype. What is it? What do you think? What do they see?
They see what I do,
Well, how do
whether
you?
I go attack.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I want to go a little bit deeper. How do you know, or how do they know as your team what space is theirs to play in? What do you think?
Whether is whether is uncontested by the enemy.
Right.
It
Okay.
was
Yeah. You're getting there. That's basically what it is, right? And so I like to imagine that you have a little line going from end to end from your character. If anyone that's a support or DPS that are usually long range characters and not something like, I don't know, Black Panther, they're most likely going to be behind you. This is the space you gave them. If you are here, this is the space you gave them. And so as you play, you need to keep that in mind that you have a line. Look what happens when you walk forward. The space that they originally didn't have occupied. You see how she walked with you? The
Yeah.
Jean? That's what happened. Now, could you say she shouldn't be there and she gets dove? Well, that's on her. Nothing you can really do about that. That's not a problem. You took the space because it was open. Why not, right? But now we have to think, well, shoot, the space that we have is being occupied by the diver. That's their job. What do you think you should do now?
Uh, I went back to peel. If I'm not mistaken, I went back to try to peel, and I think at that moment I also noticed the Penny Parker trying to flank us.
Do you feel like that's the right idea? Or do you feel like you could have done something different this match?
I mean, I think the right decision would have been to peel because I can already imagine that the Penny Parker was trying to get at my teammates that may be coming back from spawn and plant a penny nest and give the backline a terrible time, perhaps.
Okay,
At
okay.
least on the Penny Parker, the Venom, like you said, I was trying to get him to get out of the backline.
Right. What happens if someone's occupying the space that that you took? So you took the space, boom, this dude comes back. These players are going to back up, right? Eventually, you're left
Yeah,
by yourself, which means you get KO'd, most likely. So,
yeah.
what do you think is the difference between peeling the venom off versus, let's just say, there's no Penny, right? Whatever, you don't see her. I mean, you don't see her at this point anyway. You only see her, like you said, when you started to peel. So, what's the difference between like a venom coming behind you and you choosing to peel versus like, a, I'm gonna say a captain. What's it? Is there a difference? What do you think? Should you still
Difference
use
between
venom?
if I'm getting dove by the Venom or the Captain.
Yeah, like, is there a difference? Do you think? Do you think you should always peel whenever a venom, Hulk, Cap, any of these characters jump past your line? Do you think you should always peel?
Only if I can, and only if I can, and if the at least my backline pains, because a Captain America could probably be gonna notice. I mean, Venom is a pink spot on the screen, so I can see it. But a Captain America could probably flank and start diving, and I wouldn't notice unless
Okay.
I stop getting healed or something like that.
Okay. And you said you played a little bit of, you said the Hulk, right?
Uh, yeah, I need to practice my dives a bit, but yeah, Hulk.
Okay. So when you dive, what is your goal? Like, more often than not, why do you dive?
Uh, Catch any isolated targets.
Are you successful doing that more often than not? Like, every time you dive, if you had to say a percentage of how many times I get a KO out of my dives, what would that percentage be?
I mean, I guess it would be 50-50 or less on the successful side,
Yeah.
not really getting a knockout.
I was
Not
gonna
always getting a knockout.
I was gonna say 50-50 is high, dude. If you get a KO 50-50, we need to play together. That's a really high pick rate we're diving in. For the most part, it's going to be lower. And one of the reasons is because the diver is the one out of position, not you. If you're getting dove and it's a venom diving past you like this, you can still hold the space. Why? It's one character. And there's 5 players fighting him. Who can see venom right now to heal?
Nobody.
Right. I mean, there's rocket orbs, but you have a shield. Pop that bad boy up, can't bounce it off, and the dude gets slow. So the thought process of backing up because Penny's there, I like, but you already said you didn't know she was there until you decided to peel, which means we didn't really make the correct decision for giving up space when we don't need to.
I think I was also thinking about the Iron Man that if I step out there knowing that the Venom is diving, I'm not gonna get healed, and I would just get not KO'd by the Iron Man,
Okay, I
who
like
I
that
can't
thought.
reach.
I like that thought. I like that thought. Now, what counters Iron Man?
Uh,
Not a
like his hand,
character.
like Phoenix.
No, 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 not a character. What counters Iron Man? This is not really too much of a trick question. I feel bad asking all these questions, but it's important because these ones are actually super useful. So, what counters Iron Man? Like, how can Iron Man do damage? He has to see
Okay,
you.
how to do damage to Iron Man,
Like, how does
or have
Iron
him
Man do
do damage to
damage to
me?
you? Right? He has to see you.
Yeah.
Why can't you just stand here? You could still do your job defending with your laser. He can't
Okay.
see you. On top of that, your healers are right there. So if we're here this entire time, holding space, chilling,
Okay.
right? And like I said, you're not trying to make plays. You're just trying to prevent them from assisting. That's all. If they can't heal, if the DPS can't capitalize, your team wins this by themselves. They're designed to. They have DPS to shred tanks, you know? Just like if you were deciding to dash out there and snatch someone, you're gonna get lit up. It's the same concept there. Person diving is always out of position. Use it against
Okay.
them. Like you see how much assistance he's getting from
Okay.
those guys. So realistically, you got punished for something that was actually supposed to punish. Let's go back and see. They didn't even need you. Look at this. Regardless of Penny or Venom being there, she doesn't need you. See?
Yeah.
You gotta trust your team. It's a hard thing to think about when people dive, you just ignore it. It's not always the case, but it's 1v5, man. That's not something that your team should lose.
I mean, it's also. I'm also thinking like Black Panther, the traumas and everything, but
Oh yeah, Black
they're also
Panther.
different.
Yeah, that character. Yeah, that character. That guy can get out my games. I hate that character. Um, but yeah, you still kind of have to trust them. With a character like Black Panther's a little bit different. But again, this is why you got to understand their attack patterns. What's Venom gonna do? Dive in, do some stuff, and run away, right? So why do you need to peel? You're basically feeding into his hand. He's not gonna be there forever. When you could
Yeah.
accomplish more by just looking forward. You know what I mean? So I like the idea. I like what you're doing, but that's the type of stuff that's going to cause you to lose because you're playing to your team. You're not playing like a leader. And in order to
Okay.
climb a rank, you need to be a leader. Just supporting your team isn't enough because what happens when you hit gold, then you hit platinum, then diamond, but you just are supporting, just say, players in diamond. Well, if you're going to play like a diamond player, don't you think you're going to stay in diamond?
Okay.
Same thing with gold. If you're just supporting people that are getting dove, you're just supporting gold players, and gold players are going to stay in gold because they don't deserve to climb yet. If you want to climb, you got to be a leader. So you have to know what's the difference between I need to peel for you versus I can ignore you. Even right here, just ignore this guy. He doesn't do enough damage to you. Just walk by, start to force something. This dude is again out of position. That's all you're scanning for. It's just who's being stupid. Let me KO you. That's all it is with Emma. Well, that's just with a lot of tanks, but with Emma, it's way easier. Way easier. I like to see you kind of use cover a little bit more too. I know it's weird because she has a laser, so it's not like Magneto or Doctor Strange, but you are in the open out a lot. Do you feel like it's just this map? This map is freaking weird and I can't find cover that much, or do you think it's something that you might battle with from game to game?
I do at times struggle thinking about cover. But this map, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
So I try to be conscious about it. And I'm also mostly trying to at least hit something to build up the beam charge.
Yeah. You're not the only one. A lot of Emma players actually coached one, I think last month. Um, they yeah, you guys all say the same thing. It's honestly not even just the Emma problem, really. A lot of players feel like they need to have high uptime. A lot of players feel like they need to always be doing something, always need to be shooting something, always need to be just active. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you can just chill out. In a situation like that, where they were down there I can actually find it real quick. In a situation like this, when you know he's gonna fly away, you can just stand here and just be a presence. If there's no front line for this Punisher, do you think he's just gonna push you when you're around a corner?
Yeah. And he's gonna back off.
Yeah, he's not about to do that. You did your job by not even looking. This is what I mean by sometimes you can just do nothing and still be successful. The goal is to just prevent this from moving. You don't always have to fight. If there's nobody on the enemy team and they're all in spawn, right? Let's just say this is the spawn door right here, whatever. And there's a green light there, or it's red for the enemy that you can't pass through. If people are AFK in this spawn room and the cart needs to be pushed forward, what do you think you're going to do? Go chase the KOs or just say, well, I don't know why you guys not moving. Let's just push the cart.
Yeah, push the cart.
Right. It's the same concept. It's the same concept, right? We're choosing to fight instead of just play to the objective. It's not that hard of a game when you just break it down to, I just need to play to this. That's all. That's the way that I would in the game. Nothing else. If anything makes this so that I can't defend it, let's handle it. Do you think Venom is preventing you from standing on this wall?
No, he isn't.
Yeah, he's not. So I would just ignore it. Because you're not going to KO him. We already established he's going to run away. There's no reason to even look at him. But now, who's out of position? Now who allowed Penny to walk up? Because you could have had that attention on Penny as she walked up. She has no cover. Let's just look at what she did. See her. Okay. You're telling me if you're right. You're just looking at her. Look, she's walking forward. I'm coming! And you're lasering her down right now? Dude, obliterated. Easily. But you weren't looking at her because you were looking at Venom. She's still there. Dude, what? Snatch her up? She's freelo. But she didn't get punished because we weren't thinking about the objective. We were thinking about that Venom that was next to her. See what I mean? Get a little tunnel vision.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody, but the more you break it, the easier it is going to be for you to play the matches. Okay, going in. Love it. Dude's out of position. Get him real quick. Beautiful. Nice. Move on to the next. You think in this given situation, do you need to break this?
I mean, I would like for everybody else to see that it just has to be broken, but...
Right. They're not paying attention, so that means we don't pay attention. Because what we're doing is just wasting time. It sucks, because I know exactly how you feel. It's like, bro, just hit the thing. But if they don't want to help you, you're just wasting time. When you can burn through someone's HP just as quick. You're all focusing the same target.
with that ult up, nothing's going to happen, really.
I mean, if you guys focus the same target, you can definitely KO someone through Rocket.
Okay.
Because if your team is just focusing on Cloak and Dagger because they don't want to break this, you're telling me 6 players can't burn through that HP bar right now? Especially if you snatch them up and slam them? And you guys have a Rocket ult on you guys too? That's free. Especially Magneto's ulting too. Yeah, that's money. I mean, they do. Like, if you look at the fight, your team actually ends up wiping them through Rocket ult. I have to go through it. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. There we go. Jeez. Okay, you see, Punisher gets KO'd through Rocket ult. Iron Man gets KO'd through Rocket. Then he's about to get KO'd through Rocket. You see what I mean by you don't need to focus that if your team's not? Just give them supporting fire and you can be able to wipe their team anyway.
Okay.
It's just because it's going to run out before you before you destroy it anyway, you know? That guy was trying for his life to stall. Holy. Hey, I like it. I like it. Okay, at this point, job done. We would just back up and just be ready for the next push. Nice. Wait, right away.
Yeah, I was trying to stall there.
Yeah, they're probably going to use the top to come through and flank you guys.
Yeah, and I tried to teleport there to get away.
Yeah, that could have been held a lot better. Remember, when you push like that, you are signaling to your entire team, let's do it. But you're not on their screen. So you don't know like what they're doing. You see? They're not even with you. Oh wait, that's their team. Ugh. I was like, wait a second, what? Why are you there? So you guys are fighting basically a 2v5, all because you didn't pay attention to what was happening behind you guys. Just because you're winning doesn't mean you should keep. You know what I mean? If you push them off a point, that's the objective. Good job. Let's go back to our team, regroup. Maybe I can find a good spot to sit. We can defend one. Honestly, you could have just come up here and helped, and that you would have won here. I don't know if they end up pushing past the store, but 30 seconds, you KO real quick. It's going to take about 10 seconds for you guys to KO her. She takes 10 seconds to spawn back. Their team comes back without a sixth player. You guys just win here. But we decided to push instead. Does this happen a lot? Do you like feel like why tunnel vision a lot and I just want to get as much space as possible? Like what? Why did you choose to do this?
A lot of the times, when we get team wipes like that, I do do want to start being aggressive, and like let's keep them back there, and let's not even give them an option. If we can get at least one pick, that's one person less that's coming back with the team or something like that.
I kind of see what you're talking about, but
Like staggering, that's the word. If I could get them to stagger getting a pick
right.
and keep them at a disadvantage, or keep them from at least not give them the opportunity to regroup and try to push together.
Right, right. And I see where you're coming from. And I understand. Whoa. I just inside of her. I'm sorry. Sometimes things happen in replays. Um I understand your point. The thing is you have to execute it properly. Okay? So you have to know when you're biting off a little bit more than you can chew.
Okay.
In this situation, you did great. Here, here. Maybe try to get him. The rocket. Okay. Maybe try to get him. And then as you see, he's in cover, and she's about to get in cover. At this point, we're done. You don't need to do anything else. You did a good job. What you just did, you took out the Iron Man. You took out not the rocket, but Punish. No, was that Penny? My brain just
Not Penny.
was it? You're right. It wasn't. Who was it? Was it Venom? Oh, it was Venom. Okay, my brain just turned off. Yeah, it was Venom. So, in that sense, you did a good job. That's 3 characters that just got staggered. That's half their team. So you did what you wanted to do, but we just pushed more.
Yeah, I try to make the stagger because I saw that I was at 100. I can kill off a squishy.
Right. This is kind of similar to what happened here, where it was like, I want to hold, but we weren't thinking about our team. This is the same situation. You want to do something, but you're not thinking about your team. You're not thinking about this guy following you. You're not thinking about them not even being able to help you. And what happens if you get KO'd and then Mag gets KO'd? How are they going to defend without you guys?
Okay.
They can't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I don't know if they get the point. But we will see. Okay, they do get the point. If they don't get the point here. Okay, I was going to say, if you guys can defend this, you guys are freaking legends. Especially into tournament. All right. So they do end up getting that push, but we only got it because we overextended. We only overextended because we wanted to look to stagger, which we already did. So I would just say a lot of what you're trying to accomplish, you do, but then you just get greedy. And I don't really have another word for it other than that. It's just greed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sometimes sometimes my team, they stay on point, like, oh, it can go faster, and I know there's those kinds of teammates, and there's also the ones that want to be aggressive.
Yeah, like super hyper aggressive. I know what you mean, but the objective matters more. In that sense, we didn't need to chase that far because they weren't pushing the objective. You weren't getting them off of it. You already did. When you slow down, you're able to think a little bit more. The more you're like trying to do things, the less you're thinking about what you're trying to do, and that just makes you make a lot more mistakes. Like even right here, from the gameplay's perspective, I don't really even know what your goal is, and that's not to say you're a bad player or anything like that. I just do not understand by your gameplay. But if I don't understand it just by looking at it, can you explain what you're doing?
I mean, I try to at that point I ulted and I try to get the Iron Man there, the rocket center ulted.
I meant right here, like right now. Do you know kind of like what you're thinking? What are we doing?
Can't really say if I remember what I was trying
Exactly.
to do there.
That's the problem. You have to remember what you're trying to do. Your gameplay should be so consistent. You know what you're doing without even having to think about it because your gameplay is telling you, oh, I do this when I see that, or I do that when I see this. There's a Black Widow right here aiming down sights. What do you think she's trying to do? Take out the Iron Man. If your gameplay doesn't tell what you're trying to do, we know that we're kind of all over the place with our gameplay. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, I think you make a lot of great decisions. I just think it's happening too frequently. It's like you're changing. Like it's way too quick. It's way too quick. Your gameplay has to slow down. What you were thinking here with the Iron Man ult, back. What we could do is just wait for the team to get grouped up and then ult. Because what do we accomplish by picking off this Iron Man right now?
I mean, I tried getting the group, but they all backed off at that point.
Yeah, there's cover there. There's no way you should even try to get them because they can just step in.
Yeah.
But if we did get the Iron Man there, or even just the Punisher, what do we accomplish?
Yeah. Try to go for a stagger install, but it didn't come out as hoped.
If you did get the stagger, does that stagger help you do anything?
Yeah, from the higher ground that we're at, I guess not real, not much.
Yeah, again, I'm not saying you're right or wrong about anything. I just want to be in your head. At this point in time, if you KO'd the Punisher, what does it help your team do? Like, realistically speaking, the objective is over there. If you staggered them, you're not going to magically teleport to this thing, right? So either way, this is probably going to continue to move regardless of if you KO the Punisher right now or the Iron Man, which means your timing was off. It means that what we wanted to do, even if successful, wouldn't have accomplished anything. We have to see the big picture. This is why I said it's okay to pause and just kind of do nothing for a second, because you can think about it a little bit more clearly. Say, okay, well, I want to do this play. Is it the right time now? Nope. Okay, I'll wait. Because if you do get this pick, and let's say the Groot is standing here, you guys can approach the Groot, push them off the Groot, get some more KOs, boom, bam. But in this particular situation, nothing's going to happen because there's nothing to fight for. The objective's not even near you guys. We're just fighting to fight. Kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in this situation, we already lost our rocket. It's kind of like game over. I'll back up. There's not really much aggression here. Before you get aggressive, you really have to understand that your team is okay. So you do back up here, which is fine. And then we have to assess the situation before we go back in there again. If we look at it, their two tanks are cut off from their team. They keep doing the same thing, but never get punished for it. They just go in without their team. Basically, they do what you do, but you just get punished a lot harder for it because you don't really have an escape, but Venom does. Kind of see the parallels here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we want to be aggressive, but we kind of can't because what's happening in our backline. So it's just timing. Like, what you're doing is not necessarily wrong. We just keep doing things at the wrong time. So I wouldn't worry too much about, like, well, I should aim differently or I should position differently. And all that extra nonsense doesn't matter right now. We have to get timing. Once we get the timing down, you're going to notice a lot of things just freaking start falling into place, like Tetris. But we just got to get that timing down. Again, your support being the great support that she is by ulting first. Nice. We got 3 KOs. What's the difference between going in, enforcing the play, doing it right there, versus going in and enforcing the play, doing it 10 seconds ago when we were just talking about it? What do you think the difference is?
Yeah, I had support from the team.
Yep. All it is timing. Didn't I just tell you? I said you're not doing anything wrong. Your choices aren't wrong. It's just timing. If you were wrong, I would tell you. If you were doing something incorrectly, I would tell you. I already knew from the get-go. What you're doing is not wrong. You just have poor timing sometimes. As soon as she goes, you do the exact same thing you just did 10 seconds ago. And it works. Why? Because you had help. You timed it well. There you go. So you can see what I mean by sometimes doing nothing. Imagine if we just do nothing for that 10 seconds. We can ensure that we win this fight. If you do what you did and you get KO'd, we lose this fight. All because we were impatient. That's crazy, isn't it? To lose a fight that we could win 5 to 10 seconds later? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's any fights that were like that in your past games where it's like, oh, we could have won the fight, but I got picked off?
Yeah, at times it can feel like that, yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. I've been there many times. Okay, before we go in, hold on. You did good earlier. What we doing? This was good. All right, we got him out. Grouped. Cool. What went wrong?
Only 60 seconds left.
Yeah, I went ahead and tried to be aggressive.
When we asked ourselves the question before about should we defend or should we hold, do you think we should go back here and run to the Venom, or do we think we should hold the point here? No right or wrong. I just want to know where your head's at.
Yeah, again, tried to go there for the stagger before he could even have the chance to pop the shield and then run away.
Do you feel like you're more
was what I
useful
had.
here, though? Do you feel like if you were to hold here, are you more useful here at this moment, or are you more useful going to the Venom?
Yeah, more useful at the choke point.
No, you're more useful going for the Venom. I'm telling you, you're not right or wrong. I just want to know where your head's at. You did the correct choice. But the thing
Okay.
is, isn't it funny how you do the correct choice now, but before you fought the Venom, you gave up so much freaking space? What is the difference? Well, the difference is you have no other job. Your job as a tank, even in your message that you sent, it was to create, how to create space, how to keep space, all that extra stuff. Right now, what space do you need to hold?
None of it.
Yeah, so you're perfectly fine to go do whatever you want to do. But in this scenario, I wish this camera moved faster. In this scenario, I guess I could have jumped to the character closer. In this scenario, when they were coming up and Venom just popped over your head, do you think holding space was a job you needed to do at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're walking up on your team.
Becoming teammates.
Yeah, exactly. So you can kind of see the difference. Again, you're not wrong. It's just timing is always off. You're actually like doing things correctly. It's just always at the wrong time. How does that feel? Is that a double-edged sword?
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
It's like I'm actually playing well, but I just timed things a little off. So here your team's able to assist you. You're able to go aggressive here. Okay, you're going deep again. To ask ourselves, is this a time to go deep, or should we play with our team and wait? So let's see. Go in. This is cool. Turn back. You can't see this at this point because you're punching my face. But I think right now, do you think, like, let's just say you could see this at this moment. Do you think it's okay to keep pursuing this guy, or do you think we should back off?
Usually in a situation like that, I try to give it a couple of seconds, and if I can't get it, I wait for the second kick to come back from cooldown, and then run away back to my team to
Okay.
create distance.
Okay, I actually like that. That's what we call limit testing. You're basically trying to figure out how long you can go before you actually run away or until you get KO'd. You're doing it subconsciously, and this is actually really good. Right now, you're not in any danger, and I wouldn't even turn around even if I had this information because you're in no danger. Didn't I call it? We didn't even see this, but I just knew you weren't in any danger. But this is timing. I can read all this because I've been in your shoes way too many times. This is why coaching and I make videos and all that because I don't want you to have to play as ever many games as I've played to figure this out. Your timing there was good because nobody was busy with anything other than Venom and Penny. And you can see exactly why I said you don't need to turn around. This is the same scenario that happened over there where Venom and Vinny was behind you. Or Venom and Penny were behind you, but you helped. In this scenario, you just kept charging. Both scenarios, you should just let them be because your team can handle it. Now you go back. Why? What else do I have to do? Nothing.
Yeah.
So your gameplay is actually pretty smooth. It's just, again, the timing. The timing. Right here, we already lost the fight. I had to just put it out.
Yeah, and also detail. I do play a lot more quick play, so I'm not used to yet to the stress of comp matches and how seriously it can be taken.
Right, I got you. I've been there. I mean, I'm someone who's climbed through all the ranks with no comms, so I have to be more perceptive because I can't hear what my team wants to do. So this is why I'm very analytical when it comes to how things are played out. So yeah, I know what you mean. Quick play, wow, that's lucky. Quick play is a different beast than it is almost, or than it is ranked. Good hold. I wasn't even worried about that. I knew you would hold that even without seeing. That was great. That was great. So based off of that first half, what do you think? What do you think so far? Based off that first half and everything we talked about.
Didn't think that I was doing so well, but I guess it's more my game sense that's a bit more of an issue.
Right, right. And, you know, there's a lot of things circulating where it's like, well, you should learn the combos and all that. It doesn't matter. If you have no strategy, combos and stuff ain't going to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I don't focus so much on it.
And since this is a quick play, and this is ranked compared to quick play, the plays and the players are completely different.
Right.
So it's all new to me. So
yeah, I think you're definitely doing good. It's just timing, working with your team, you know, slowing down a little bit more because you're very you're trying to make things happen, but a lot of the times the enemy just does a lot of dumb stuff that you could just take advantage of. So just wait for it. That's how Smurfs climb. You know, when we Smurf, I don't usually Smurf to just stomp. I actually Smurf to learn new characters and stuff because there's no other way I can do it. But when I do that, I take advantage of people just kind of messing up. I don't work hard at all.
Honestly, I thought I was being too passive and not as aggressive.
Definitely not. You're being really aggressive. I mean, I guess you're not as aggressive as like a hyper aggressive player, but you are doing more than you need to.
I mean, I used to be more in the diamond form until I learned about the mechanics of the beam. So yeah. I used to be more aggressive in that sense.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think even right here, you did a good job, but all we had to do was walk to this side so it didn't get shot, because that's what you were backing up for. He just is in your beam the entire time without you doing anything. Yeah, right there. I went back to you. I'm trolling. Right here. You see how you're like wiggling around and moving around, and if you just stand here, even here, so you're not shot by Squirrel Girl, you do the same thing without having to actually move. All of them are in front of you. You already see them, so you're never in any danger here until they decide to move around and mess with you. You said your goal is to create space, right? Do you think damaging a target and making them run away makes space?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you're playing by the rules when you don't need to. Use cover, don't push, maybe, you know, push with the team. But if they're doing something so poorly, take advantage. You can be a little bit more aggressive and stand in a spot like this that's not normal. but it's only because they're just in a weird spot. Because none of this happens. That you never take damage. None of that happens. You just stood right there. Do you feel like you have to? It's weird because I know offense is different from defense. Do you feel like your offense is stronger, or do you feel like your defense is stronger?
Don't really have an answer to that.
If you gotta throw up a
Really.
guess,
I mean, maybe defense.
Okay. Why? Do you have any reason, or you just feel like you're more successful on defense?
Yeah. Well, I don't get as many. Probably basing it off of the stats and skills. And I think that I'm not as good as in attack, where I have to actively push off the enemy and eliminate the enemy instead of stall.
Okay. Do you know why? Do you know what makes it hard to shove an enemy? If I get to be in the luxury of my little comfort, and I'm letting you come to me, who makes the most mistakes, the defense or the offense?
Offense.
Right. Offense will always make more mistakes because they have to be more active. In a situation where you said that I'm better on defense, that's why. However, you're playing offense and they're still making mistakes, but you're not taking advantage of them. Why?
No, probably not taking notice of the. Don't have the game sense to recognize those mistakes, or my target priority is off.
Yeah, but it's still the same game, you know? There's no difference. They still make mistakes and you still capitalize on it. Do you feel like sometimes you aren't actively thinking about capitalizing on it? It just happens? Like instinctually?
Yeah. That's a better way to phrase it.
Got you.
Not really thinking about their mistakes. It just happens.
I got you. Yeah, always think about it. So the way that I break it down, as we said before, is just the objective, right? When we're playing on offense, what is the main goal? To push the objective. Domination, different story, but you're not playing domination. So the main goal is to push the objective. What's preventing us from pushing the objective at this moment?
The enemy team.
Well, specifically who?
Right now, the penny.
Right. So all our focus should be on that penny. Let's see what happens. Nice. However, back up 10 seconds before that, where is our focus? Not here. Right here. Where's our focus?
This Squirrel Girl, or getting the kill from the Venom.
Yeah, it's all over the place, right? You went from Squirrel Girl to Venom to... But who's preventing the the convoy from moving? Penny still. If we would have just did that from the get-go, she doesn't survive. Did she survive? I actually don't remember. No, she got killed.
No.
But it would have been quicker. Cloak and Dagger wouldn't have gotten ult. All this stuff just happens faster. There's ramifications from stalling. So if you can notice that, like when you notice whatever it is that's preventing the cart from moving and you start attacking that, you'll start seeing that you don't have to worry about everything. Just what's in front of you. What's here. It's different from defense. So we're going to continue to see this and we're going to see... do you have like maybe 5-ish to 10 more minutes to go over, or you got to go at the dot? Or are you?
No, we can keep going. No worries.
Okay, cool. Could have wrapped up, but I wanted to kind of hit home on that topic real quick before we do. So keep moving, and we're just going to focus on that same thing. What's preventing us from moving the cart? If we don't attack this penny right now, eventually the cart gets the penny, which means that it stops. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, at this point, what would prevent us from moving this cart? We don't see that. Just looking at it from right now, what you're looking at. Is there anything right now that would prevent you from pushing that cart?
Right now, no.
Right. So what could you do? Do we need to defend the cart, or can we do something?
I would say stay on the choke point and let the cart and at the back lane take care of the card.
Do you think you can make space? Isn't that one of your jobs on offense as a
Yeah.
tank? Yeah. So make space. What we should do is not look for the fights, but look to make space. Is there any space right now? There's three. There's three targets. So I mean, obviously you don't see Rocket, but you knew that he dipped to the left when he ran away. So there's three targets here. One, two. You see him. I'm pretty sure as you move forward. Three. When it comes, oh Jesus, let's act like that's three. When it comes to, why did I write it backwards? My brain is trolled, dude. Holy, okay. Well, I wrote it 1, 2, 3, so I guess that's why. But when we look at it this way, if we were to create space against which of these, which is it more advantageous for our team?
Looking at what the three targets.
Yep. If we were to push any of these, which is more advantageous for our team? The space that we'll create by moving them, which is more advantageous?
I would say the Venom. At least keep them back, keeping them from back off, or at least hurt Cloak and Dagger.
Okay, we'll look at it this way. When we take space as a tank, what is our goal? What does that space do for us?
Give my team space to make plays.
Right. If you push that Venom, is your team going to use that space?
No.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask you again, which one would be probably the person you would try to create space and take it from them?
The third target.
You think your team's going to use that space?
The flank, and it would at least prevent a flank or a dive.
It's possible. You're right. But in the situation right here, how often do you see your teammate use this? This is a weird one because you're not technically wrong, but your team most likely isn't going to come over here. What we should try to do is take the high ground. High ground is always more important than low ground. What can we do if our team comes out here and shoots, but they're on high ground? They're not going to be successful. You also get way more space by coming. You're also making their entire team turn and look at you. So we should be looking to get topside first because we can look down, we can fight Rocket. I mean, he's way too far for you, but you kind of get what I'm trying to say. You can also attack the Venom there. You got a lot of wiggle room here than you would pushing 3. Let's see what you do. We don't do either. But why? Look where your gene was.
Yeah, I was going after. I was gonna take the high ground to start shooting down on them, and then I saw the Venom, and I thought maybe I could try to kick him into off the map.
But you see, doing that doesn't benefit your team at all. You're not creating space. The space was already there for them to use. You're just allowing the enemy team to set up, which is exactly what they did. However, if you walk through here, Rocket can never set up there, ever. He'd get KO'd by you. So he'd have to play back or something. If you go up here, he's gonna have to look at you, shoot you. She can't be up here where she is right now. Look at her, just having a good old time. But she couldn't do that if you were there. Gene had to do it for you. But you had so much time, so much free time to do that before anybody even showed up. Walk up there. There's 2 people KO'd for so long. Walk up there real quick, get her off of that spot. That's all you. I think you might have thought about it just a little bit too deep in terms of what you need to do. This is one of those situations where your team was good enough to cover up your mistakes, but you really shouldn't be making. You should be minimizing your mistakes. We're all human, we all make them, but the difference between high rank and low rank is just the amount of mistakes that we make. They gave you the opportunity to capitalize on their team, and we didn't take it. If we continue to repeat that, it's going to be a very hard game to win for you. Not just this one, but all of them. So I'd like to see you capitalize more on like what the enemy's giving you for free. It's not really your problem. I mean, you could focus if you really want to, but unless he's in front of you, man. I mean, it's Iron Man. I hate that character. Okay, so right now, you know, we're doing a good job. We're trying to create that space. Do you think we should try to push through? Do we think go up? Do you think we should go around? where do you think we should be going to try to create space? Remember, as our character, our space looks like this. That's how we create it. Where should we go? Up,
At
middle.
that point, I was trying to get rid of the pettiness and give the chance to someone character like Wolverine to try to kidnap somebody without dying. But high ground, I guess, would have been the better option.
Okay, so let's just think. We go up to high ground. We can destroy this, but let's say we don't, and we're here. Did that create any space for our team?
Yes, giving them at least the advantage of high ground in the corridor.
But who's holding this already?
Yeah.
I guess Venom's here, but like realistically, at this point in time, they're all in front of you. So going up there doesn't really benefit your team in any way. However, remember, think about it, you have a bubble around you. If you come this way, let's just say the nest wasn't here. But this is why it's important to even be thinking like this in the first place, because you would have seen this nest. But if this nest wasn't here, remember, there's a bubble around you. If they see you, what are they going to do?
Yeah, back off.
Yeah, these two are about to go, ooh, Emma, and do that. Did that create space?
It would have if the nest wasn't there.
I mean, to be fair, you would have destroyed the nest. But
Yeah.
yeah, when you come this way, you force them this way. You doing that allows your team to then walk down. Whereas you going
Honestly,
up
didn't.
doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I never noticed that little small corridor there on the side.
That's okay. I just want to get you into that concept of like corralling the enemy team. It's kind of like a dog and the sheep, you know, when he likes to wrangle them by going around them and they all start going in the direction away from the dog. It's kind of like that with the enemy. You're doing the same thing. You're pushing them away by being there. So, see, even if you were there where we discussed and they moved back, who heals Venom if you're in their face? You can even take it one step further. I'm pretty sure this wraps around, and it does. So they hear your high heels click clacking, and now you're here. And they moved back where Cloak and Dagger is. You think they're gonna just stay there, or are they gonna continue to move?
I mean, they could back off, or they can hopefully, or they can also like focus shoot me. I'm also thinking about if I get focus shot by the remaining team.
I like that.
part.
I like that. Okay, this is great. So you're coming through, sneaking, click clack heels, right? Boom, there you are. She says, or Emma, oh my god, I'm scared. Iron Man, they're all looking at you now, right? What does that mean for your team?
The attention's diverted from them.
Yeah. Do you think you're doing a more effective job than what you're doing standing there, shooting at the penny?
I guess that would have been a better option.
Yeah. There's more to creating space than just walking. You have to kind of think outside the box, especially when you're dealing with a team that's like kind of campy. It's like a camp team where they just sit in one spot and they're successful. You have to figure out a way to break it open. And by doing that is by, going around doing things like that. Because that allows your team, Wolverine specifically, to kidnap. If they're looking at you and Wolverine snatches up that penny, who's healing her? It's literally, you just did what you wanted to do, just a different way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for the most part, again, a lot of the stuff was just timing, but I also think that you're not open-minded, I guess, is the best way to think about it. Like, a lot of the ways you approach a situation has to seem a little bit more logical, whereas you can do a lot of illogical things, but it still works out because it's indirectly helping your team. So as you said before, you like playing tank because you're a good, you like to support your team and you're a good team player, which you are, but sometimes your team needs more than that. And what I was explaining before, going around and creating a space and all this extra stuff we've been talking about, that's more from a tank. And that's going to be how you carry these matches. It's a weird thing to do, but once you start learning how to go around and create that space, you're going to notice how many more fights you end up winning because they don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to stop that Yowdy leaper there. this particular situation, I mean, he's gonna just ult, so you gotta be respectful, not try to do anything. You're crazy. What in the
Yeah,
world?
I usually back off, but if he's real close, yeah, I go diamond and try to get rid of him before he kills anybody.
You're nuts. It worked out. You're nuts. I'm gonna just say that's an Emma main thing. Or maybe you just are more ballsy than me. I would have hit. I would have hit, dude. Holy. That's crazy. Okay, in this situation, there's nothing you can really do. If anything, I would just think about who's gonna ult next, which we know is Cloak and Dagger, and I would try to look for her. So once everything started popping off, we would try to see where Cloak and Dagger. You really want to get rid of this Venom. What did he do to you? Like this whole entire game, you're just on him.
I mean, I think I was getting annoyed at that we got two. They went triple tank, and two of them are divers.
I guess that makes sense. I got you. But yeah, I would try to focus the Cloak and Dagger there if possible, just to stop her from ulting.
Okay.
At this point, we just have to back off because we know that their ult's gonna last longer than ours. Our Cloak and Dagger ulted second. We didn't back off. I know it's overtime, but I still would have backed off so we can save some of that HP. I have a nest there too. I think in this, you're just getting overwhelmed. I think this is one of those situations where like, there's so much happening, you don't really know who to attack, what to do, and it's normal. I get like that too sometimes. I mean, it's a weird situation. There's so much going on. I think for the most part though, like win or lose, I think you could have won this game because again, you didn't play poorly. No, this entire time, you did things correctly. You executed them correctly. You might not have had the most finesse in all your combos and crazy things like that, but again, that doesn't matter. If I'm just smarter than you, that's all it takes, right? So you did everything well. It's just the timing was off. You were doing things without your team. You weren't looking back to say, hey, guys, are you here? Which takes half a second. Just boop, real quick, bam. And then the other thing was we're not thinking outside the box enough. We could accomplish a lot of the goals you were explaining. You were just explaining them like one-dimensional, but you have a whole entire map to work with. Even when you were defending near the door, there's a lot of spots you could have been and a lot of ways you could have approached the situation. And that's why I asked you on that first fight when you snatched the Venom, why'd you keep chasing him? Because you wasted your crystal pool. I don't know the actual name. I'm just call it crystal pool. You wasted the crystal pool on him when you could have used it on the I always want to call him soldier, but you used it on the Punisher. He was literally in front of your face, but we were so focused on this Venom. I think just kind of don't think too much about being the team player in terms of like the tank. The tank's job isn't to always be in the front of the team. It's still a team fight. Every single time that you're fighting these guys, it's a team fight. It's a team fight. It's a team. Tanks can be anywhere. DPS can be anywhere, and healers can. As long as you win the team fight, that's all that matters. And I think if you just start thinking about that a little bit more, if like I can kind of just do what I want. I'm not tied to the front line of my team. You can get a lot more openings. Do you ever feel that way, or am I just kind of reading it wrong?
No. I know that Emma is a frontline tank, and I'm thinking I gotta be in the front line. And with Hulk, I know that I could be helping on the front line, but I'm mostly thinking I gotta dive. It's a dive character.
Right. I'm gonna say this: you want to play the tank role first. After you play the tank role, you want to play to your character strength. It does not matter what tank you play in a situation like this. I know you didn't know the corridor was here, but I'm just using this as an example. I would still do this with any tank. Why? Because remember, there's a bubble around me, and they're holding this choke point. If I get close, or if I go behind them, they have no choice but to respect me. I don't know any player that's going to allow footsteps to just be around them and not react. That's troll. They're going to look at you or do something about it. And in which case your team can collapse. Did you create space? Yes. Did you open up for your team to win that fight? Yes. You did everything a tank is supposed to do. Doesn't matter which one it was. So if you break it down to just playing as a tank first, instead of saying, well, I'm playing Hulk, so I got to play this way. I'm playing Emma, so I got to play this way. Although that is facts. That is how you want to play with these characters and how you should look at them because they all play differently. You still have a main role to fulfill. Just like strategists. What is your main role? To heal. Doesn't matter which one you are. I got to heal you. It's the same thing for a tank, right? Create space. Doesn't matter how. Just do it if you can.
Okay.
So again, I don't want to focus too much on your gameplay specifically because I thought it was good. Like you're doing
Okay.
everything that you should be doing. It's just that timing and just thinking more outside the box. You should not feel tied to that front line because you're better than that in terms of how you could impact the match. So that's my thoughts on that. Um, any questions, comments, or concerns before we wrap up here?
At the moment, no. All good.
Okay. If you got any questions, just DM me on Discord, and I can help you out. But I think, like I said, for the most part, you did good. Because I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't just say, "Oh, you did good for no reason." No, you actually performed better than I think you thought you did. Because that was pretty
Yeah.
solid gameplay. It was pretty structured.
Yeah.
So congrats to you on
Yeah.
that.
Thanks.
The more you play, the more you'll evolve it. You just work on those two things that I said. You'll be well on your way. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good rest of your night, and I'll talk to you later. All right, and for the rest of you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the session. This player played really well, and you guys might be wondering, well, how did he play well if, he's doing XYZ? The fact there's a lot of structure to the person's gameplay. Okay, there's a difference between being all chaotic and erratic. There was some spots where the focus was kind of like everywhere, but most of the gameplay was pretty solid. I want to do this. I'm going to do this. That's pretty much how you want your gameplay to be. It has to be consistent. You have to have some type of guideline you follow each game in terms of how you play. And then as it stops working, you start fixing it and deviating, and you'll start getting the hang of adapting your gameplay. In this particular game, the player didn't really need to do anything to adapt their gameplay in terms of how they execute things. It was in terms of how to approach things. Yes, the timing was off, but what he wanted to do was not ever the wrong choice. It was just bad timing. In the sense of like going around, as I said before, just to create that space. It's something that is a different way to approach, but not necessarily a different way to execute. I guess you could say creating space is executing something, but I'm just saying in the sense of like approaching the situation. That's how I would look at it. It's more of an approach rather than execution. Doing that because you have that bubble around you, like I explained before. Right? Let's just say this is Emma. Yeah, this is Emma. Don't. Hey. Anyway, so we have Emma. You have a bubble around you. Whenever you move around, the player has to respect it. You know that that's how the game works. You know that as a tank, you're not too far from your team. I can probably do something like that. I mean, yes, high ground is good. We asked him before if high ground is good. Yes, high ground is good. Don't get me wrong, but in that particular situation, it didn't create space. They're not gonna react too hard to that, but they would react more. They would react more to you being very close. You know what I mean? So, as I said before, overall the person's gameplay is great. Just those are the two things that we would focus on in terms of how we'd play the match out. I think the more and more that they play, especially because they said they didn't really play too much rank, they like played more quick play. The more and more they do that, the more it's going to evolve, and they're going to be a great player. I definitely think this player has the makings to be a good player and get higher than gold. I don't know why you need to get higher than gold. Okay, you can do it. I don't lie to people. If I think you can get higher than a rank, I'm gonna tell you this player can definitely get higher. They already have what they need to do it. It just needs to be cleaned up a little. But thank you guys for watching. If you guys want your own personal coaching session, there's a link down below, of course. And if you guys would like a VOD review, there's also a link down there as well. Until next time, you know what I always say. You guys are doing what? Often. Full off.